updates and new information to share today about the advanced child tax credit payments many families are getting this year. You may qualify and not even realize it. Gilmore Jason Mahler, CPA Charlie Heid is here to explain. Hi, Charlie. So we're talking about people who don't normally file taxes, right?
That's correct, Amanda. So, you think about last month, we actually spent some time on people who file their taxes but want to opt out of this program. But there's so many people that, they're not required to file a tax return because their income's not high enough. And in the past, these child tax credits were non-refundable credits. That changed for 2021, so they are refundable. So even if you have no tax, you can get this as a refund. So what we're seeing is there's a lot of effort. The IRS had a big push in June and early July to try and get people signed up, get the word out in New York, in LA, in Detroit. And so we just thought, now's a good time to remind people in the Toledo community, if you haven't filed a tax return because you're not required, you're still eligible for these, and there's tools out there to help you get signed up and start receiving these advance payments, which the first one did go out on July 15th.
Right, so we have that first one. Many people probably saw that in their bank accounts already, but for those who are non-filers who are eligible, first of all, I do have a question. Are those folks going to have to maybe owe in the spring, even though they don't typically file?
Not for these people, because these would be people who aren't required to even file a tax return because their income's too low. And the thresholds for filing are for married filing joint. If you're at like under $24,800 in earned income, you're not required to file.
Okay, all right. So there are some tools online that can help people get signed up for this. Walk us through that.
Yep. So the big thing on the tool is you need to go out to the IRS website. They have established a tool out there called the non-filer sign-up tool. And it's straightforward. The information you're going to need is obviously name, address, your social security number, your date of birth. You'll need social security numbers for the children that you would be filing for this credit. And that's all you got to do is you go in, you fill out the information, and that is providing the IRS with the information they need to get these payments out to you as advances, excuse me, right now.
Right, so because they don't typically file, there isn't a checking account on file or even an address to mail a check to, for instance. Yep. Okay, so remind us again how these work as far as how much money families get per child.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So again, the credit is now $3,000 or $3,600. $3,000 for children 6 to 17, and for children, 1 month to, up to under 6 years, it's $3,600. The credit, this advanced credit we're talking about, which is money right now that you'd be receiving, it's 50% of that new credit. So $1,500, to the, 80 or 1,800. And then basically what we're talking about is 50% of that credit is being sent out in monthly installments starting July 15th. So no problem. If you didn't sign up and you missed that first payment, sign up now, because the IRS will get you your payments going forward, plus get you that payment that you missed.
Okay.
And I do want to point out on this non-filer, if you hadn't taken advantage of this to get those stimulus payments we talked about much earlier in the year, you can, if you haven't received those, this is a great way. It's two birds with one stone, because you're signing up for the child tax credits, and it will make you eligible. The IRS will send you those stimulus payments.
Gotcha. And when you mentioned, this is half of the payment. So these monthly checks that we're getting is half of that credit. Will folks who don't typically file their taxes in the spring, will they get that other half, or are they only going to receive half the credit?
No, by giving the IRS this information, the IRS is now, they're sending you the advances now, but they'll send you the remainder when the tax filing season comes upon
Okay.
us.
All right, Charlie, great information. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Yep,
Thank
take
you.
care. Yep. And thank you for